We've all been there. A stakeholder leans over your desk and asks the most dangerous question in software development. How long will this feature take? You sweat, you look at the ceiling, and you blurt out 2 weeks, knowing full well you have no idea. You aren't alone. Traditional estimation is broken, but in Agile, we don't gamble with our deadlines. Today, we're breaking down planning poker, the collaborative, game theory-based secret to accurate, team-backed project timelines that actually hold up under pressure. Why hours are a trap. First, we have to address the elephant in the room. Humans are statistically terrible at estimating time. If I ask you how many hours a task takes, you'll give me an ideal number. You'll forget about that 4 p.m. quick sync that lasts 2 hours, the broken build pipeline, and the 3 cups of coffee you need to actually start thinking. In Agile, we pivot to relative estimation. Instead of hours, we use story points. We aren't measuring the clock, we're measuring the weight of the work. We look at 3 things. Complexity, how brain-heavy is the logic? Effort, even if it's easy, is it tedious? Uncertainty, do we actually know the requirements, or are we building on shifting sand? Why the Fibonacci sequence? You'll notice these aren't sequential numbers. This is the Fibonacci sequence. In Agile, the gaps between the numbers are intentional. As tasks get larger, our ability to be precise vanishes. Think of it like this. You can easily tell the difference between a 1-pound weight and a 2-pound weight in your hands. But can you tell the difference between 50 pounds and 51? Probably not, but you can tell the difference between 50 and 80. The Fibonacci scale forces the team to make a choice. Is this an 8 or a 13? If it's too big to be an 8, the jump to 13 signals, hey, this task has a lot of unknowns. How to play, the step-by-step ritual. Step 1, the briefing. The product owner reads a user story. They explain the what and the why. The team asks questions until they understand the definition of done. Step 2, the private vote. Every team member picks a card in private, no peeking. This is crucial because it prevents anchoring. If your lead architect says it's a 3 before anyone else speaks, everyone else will magically think it's a 3 too. Private voting keeps the data honest. Step 3, the reveal in the gap. On the count of 3, everyone flips. If everyone says 5, awesome. Record it and move on. But if you see a 2 and a 21 on the same table, that's not a failure. That's a massive win. Step 4, the conversation. We don't average the numbers. Please don't do that. We listen to the outliers. The person who voted 2 might know a library that does the work for them. The person who voted 21 might know about a legacy database issue that's going to explode. The goal is shared understanding. Pro tips and the golden rules. No averages. If you average a 3 and an 8 to get a 5.5, you've lost the nuance of why the 8 was high. Rule number 2, break it down. If a story is a 21 or higher, it's not a story, it's an epic. Break it into smaller 3s, 5s, and 8s. Rule number 3, the I need coffee card. Most decks have a question mark or a coffee cup card. Use it if the requirements are so vague that you can't even guess. It's a signal to the product owner that the story isn't ready for the sprint. Tools of the trade. You don't need fancy software to do this. You can use physical cards, a mobile app, or even just hold up fingers on a video call. The tool doesn't matter, the alignment does. When the team agrees on the points, they take ownership of the timeline. No more manager-forced deadlines, now it's a team commitment. Planning poker turns a stressful guesstimation session into a collaborative game that actually builds better software. If this helped you clear up the Fibonacci fog, hit that like button and subscribe for more Agile deep dives.